What's up, guys? In this video, we have a recorded video from Tyler, our pro analyst for Satoshi Runners and other really big projects. And he's also now a Discord channel and educate our members with his knowledge. So I hope you like this recorded AMA and learn from it, of course. And if you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be really happy about this. So, peace out. So, hi guys, thanks for joining this AMA with Tyler. I hope Tyler have again really valuable information for us. And most of you know this. For all the new guys, Tyler is a pro analyst for Satoshi Runners and also other successful projects. And he's very experienced, and we always learn from him really nice stuff here. So enjoy, and each new guy who is here will get also the OG role. So I will make a screenshot of it. And yeah, now I will give my word to Tyler.
Thanks for the introduction, Ruslan. Hey guys, I see some new names here. But yeah, I'm Tyler Rohr, and I'm pretty much helping out Web4 right now as one of their analysts. Today I might be a little bit groggy because I still have COVID because I was at NFT NYC. So excuse me if my voice is a little bit dull. But yeah, I should still be fine to answer questions and whatnot. Um, so I think today I'm kind of interested in hearing from the audience a little bit in terms of how you guys go about basically making your money off your secondary market. Um, because I wrote a thread recently about the very basics, right? The basic strategy of whitelist or allow list flipping. Um, and to me, it's very common knowledge. And I think like if you have been in the space a while, you probably would know how to go about doing it. But I still see a lot of people making very common and obvious mistakes off secondary. So I'm kind of curious, like if there's anyone at all. Maybe you guys are shy and you don't want to share, but if anyone would like to come up, you can feel free to unmute and tell me about how you decide whether or not you should mint something that you might have allow list for. What are the factors that you look at before you decide to do or before you decide to make that decision, I guess, right? So you don't have to unmute if you don't want to. You can also just like write down what factors you look out for, maybe under AMA questions or whatnot. Or perhaps if Ruslan, you would like to chime in of what factors you look out for if in case people are shy. Because I'm genuinely curious, like what do you guys look out for? Um, or do you not? Right? There are some people that just they don't do their research, or maybe it's just not their strategy, right? They just employ like a numbers game and they just mint everything. Um, but yeah, let me wait a few seconds to see if anyone wants to type anything, unmute, or if anyone has any thoughts. No thoughts. No.
No, I can say, of course, some things about this. Uh,
Yeah,
so may
go
I
ahead.
can motivate the other guys and also to tell some thoughts. So for me, there's two main thing to trade NFTs, and in this case, it really doesn't matter what kind of team is behind the NFT, what is the utility. It really doesn't matter. It makes sense to analyze the NFT project if you really want to hold this middle term or long term. So you understand it doesn't matter what kind of price you have right now. It makes sense to hold this NFT because there's a strong team behind it. They really will do some things with this, and price will probably go up over the next months. What I like to do is this kind of two types of trading. Is the first thing is floor trading, And the second thing is reveal trading.
Mm.
If we talk about floor trading, it's all about volume. So let's say, and the most interesting, the most profitable time to get this kind of trades is in the beginning, because you have always in the beginning the most volume, because people are most interested in the NFT in the beginning, especially if they have some hype. And what you try to do is just to catch the bottom of the real bottom of the floor price, buy in before people buy in again, and pumps the price up where you sell at the top. This is floor trading. And the other thing is reveal trading, where you, and I discussed this also in my AMA, the last AMA, where you need for sure tools which show you what kind of rank the NFT is, and you need also a tool where you have a quick buy option. So and you need to understand when is the reveal happened from a specific NFT, and as soon reveal is happened, then you need to check on IC tools what kind of NFTs goes for the higher price and what kind of ranks they have, and then you try to catch very fast NFTs with this kind of rank for a much lower price, so you can immediately sell it much higher. And with reveal trading, you can, I think, make the most money, the quickest money, but it's also the most risky thing. So these are these two things, these two trading strategies. So what I do sometimes, and I also think about this to do this in also live AMAs together with you guys, because normally I have no time for this because I just invest time in this project. But it could be maybe interesting. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, definitely can tell you're more of an advanced or you're more experienced, right? In trading NFTs. So it definitely makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I do agree, right? For for projects that you have no intention of necessarily holding for the longer term, um, where you just want to flip, right? Uh, Most of the times, I would say you would flip it pre-review, and I think a lot of us know that, right? It's just that a lot of us are also degens/gamblers, and we want to wait for review, and then we end up holding. But I think a lot of us do know that in the long term that isn't necessarily the best strategy, um, and so I guess what I described in my thread yesterday, it actually applies across the board, right? It doesn't really matter what project it is. Like if you're in it to make money, essentially there are a few factors that you should always be mindful of. Um, first of which, obviously, the most important thing is to have volume. Volume is a proxy of demand, right? So if there is volume, it means there are people that are actually interested in buying into this project. And it also means that you will have the chance to actually sell that NFT if you decided to mint it. If there is no volume and then you go and mint, the chances of you being able to sell to someone else is very low to zero. So that is why watching volume first on secondary, wherever that might be, right? X2Y2 OpenSea looks rare. You just need to make sure that there's actually volume. And then for when I kind of wrote about it, I said that personally I like 5 or more per minute. This is a malleable number. It's not a hard and fast rule. It depends on the project. But just generally, if I'm going to try and flip something, that's around the mark I look for. Um, but it could be different, right? Could be different for different cases. So that's one of the things I look at. And then the second thing, I always calculate my break even price. And I think that not enough people know that number off the top of their heads before they make a trade. You don't necessarily, I guess you don't necessarily need to know the exact precise number. because it is kind of laborious to actually get the exact precise number. You just need to know the ballpark number of what helps you break even. So the concept of break even in the context of NFTs is based on a few variables. Let me just double check. I don't remember what variables I put. Yeah. So, anyways, you will need to account for mint price, gas fee, your basically your project royalty percentage, right, and market fee percentage. And some people they want to account for listing fee as well. But then for me, I don't do that because it's usually a very negligible amount. It's like like $5 to $10 maybe. So I don't usually count that in my calculation. But it is super important that you know what your break even is, um, because that is the lowest amount that you can list for to make back all of your money, right? About it, can learn about, right? So that you stop losing money. Because I see people take instant L's too quickly, too often, where it's baffling to me. Because I actually understand what's going on, right? Like I understand that you have to factor all of these costs, and if you don't, you won't be a profitable trader, right? Like you
Can I
should
tell something
actually know.
quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Guys, by the way, regarding the fees, he is completely right. And the AMA questions, check this link, which I have it for you. It's from Wizard Pass. I have saved this. And if you click on this, you can calculate then all your fees. Um, if you buy an NFT, make sure to type in all the stats there, and then you will understand what's your break-even price. And I will check also later. Some other guy have shared with me a spreadsheet where you can also put in your NFTs in, so you understand what is your break-even price. And yeah, that's also very important because you have always this kind of gas fees and you have always royalty fees for the person who sell this NFT, who was the founder, and you have also small fees regarding OpenSea. And in the sum, it's not it's a lot, to be honest, right? So it makes no sense to sell and buy and sell for a small margin because you will not make any money with this. Okay, you can go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, it's something that I haven't really I guess, openly talked about, just because I assumed it was common knowledge. But I've seen it happen so much to the point where I'm like, I think it doesn't hurt for me to at least talk to the audience that I have to make sure to do that. Because clearly there's a fair number of people that don't. And you'll level up yourself if you're not already doing this, right? Just by doing it, because you'll know exactly how much profit you'll be making, right? So after you know your break even, then you can actually calculate your net profit, right? Because if you don't know what your break even is, then whatever number you come up with at the end there is not very accurate. And if you're trying to play with smaller numbers, like a 0.02, 0.03 profit, it really adds up, right? Because those fees can actually wipe you out. And depending on how much gas you paid, it makes a huge, huge difference. So if you're not already doing this, I encourage you to make this a part of your process before you decide to mint something or before you decide to list something or whatnot. Now, of course, obviously, there are times and places where you should take a loss, right? Let's say you did a degen project and you think it's done, right? The pump is done. And as opposed to hoping it goes back up again, you should cut losses, get back at least like 50 to 70% of your initial cost, and then make another play somewhere else. Okay, so this is not like a hard and fast rule, but I'm saying in general, if you're going to try and flip a whitelist, these rules do apply though. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, that tool that link that Ruslan shared is extremely useful. There are other tools out there. Just find one that you like the UI of, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, so that's a very quick, I guess, walkthrough of whitelist flipping. People still ask me that question all the time. It's like, so should I, is this project flippable? Should I flip it? And then to me, I'm like, well, just wait for the day of mint, right? You already have whitelist. So because you have whitelist, you have the privilege or the opportunity of waiting for information before you mint, right? So it's close to risk free, right? So you should just wait, and then do all the things I said, right? Track volume, make sure floor price is above your break even, know your break even, and then decide to mint or not, right? Then it becomes point blank, right? You don't even need to ask me, don't need to ask anyone. You know exactly. I think the harder part maybe is like where should I sell, right? Or is this like the first pump, second pump, all that kind of stuff. But that's more advanced. But yeah, as long as you understand that first step, right, the first strategy aspect of it, then you can actually be quite screen. Um, let's just assume. Can you guys see my screen? Yes? No?
I can see, yes. If you guys
Okay.
click on watch
Yeah.
stream, then you can see the screen from
Perfect.
Tyler.
Perfect. Yeah, so I'm on the other side lands OpenSea page. Also, I have a tool, by the way, so this is not like the normal OpenSea, but just ignore that for now. So trading review, there are two main things that can be done, at least for me. The first thing is trading the charts, right? Trading volume. Um, you could also do this obviously upon sellout, and also upon whitelist mint, like shortly after whitelist mint, volume, if there's enough volume and enough demand. If demand outweighs supply, basically, right, price will go up. That's the idea here. And then there are different parts of NFT's life cycle where this could, where a trader could take advantage of. And one of them right now that I'm talking about specifically is right upon review, right? So right upon review, what happens normally is price will basically fluctuate drastically, right? So the comments will tank. They will tank significantly to 30 to 50% to even more sometimes of what it was at pre-review. And then there will be a very, very high sales, right? for the rares. So the rank 1s, rank 100, not. So this pattern is extremely common and it happens across the board. It doesn't matter what project you are. In like the first, like say, I don't know, 5 to 15 minutes of review, right? This nearly always happens. I haven't seen a single one that doesn't follow this pattern. And then there are obviously the super rare ones like say a Doodles or a Azuki or maybe even a Moonbirds, where after they experience this initial dip and rise or whatever, they just kept going up. But that's like an anomaly. You shouldn't count on that, right? Most cases it goes down afterwards. But I think that pattern there, why that happens is because pre-review, everyone is pricing in the possibility of getting a rare into their NFT, right? So you can think of pre-review price as the average across the board, right? Because it's an even playing field. No one knows what they have. Everyone thinks they could have rank 1, right? Everyone thinks they could have a rare. And that is why price is usually a fair amount higher than it should be. But then once review comes, most people realize they don't have a rare. And that is why price tends to topple. And then, of course, the rares will, sell for high, right? So when people they get frustrated and then they sell their commons and then they keep undercutting, usually people will undercut, right? Because a lot of people realize they don't have a rare, and then they're like, oh crap, I need to unload this quickly or floor price is going to tumble. And they're not exactly wrong, but because everyone thinks that way, they start undercutting each other, even if buy pressure is quite high, right? But undercutters, sometimes they don't cease to amaze us, right? They can keep undercutting, and then floor price can tank even harder. And then it will tank. And sometimes people basically undercut too hard. And we see that quite often for projects with high volume and good interest. So, AKA more hyped projects, this applies quite well, right? You shouldn't basically do these strategies on projects that don't matter at all. It has to be something that actually matters and people care about. Then you can do these things that I'm about to describe. So, anyways, people tend to oversell. They panic. It's hard for you to catch the bottom, the absolute bottom, but you can get fairly close, in my experience. If you have a tool like IC tools or NFT nerds or whatnot, whatever tool you like using, you can basically see the falling knife essentially, right? Usually they tell you don't catch a falling knife, but for a more hype project with high volume and people are clearly overselling, you can actually attempt to do that. Right? Obviously, only play money you can afford to lose. But like I've made plenty of profitable trades that way, where people sell for way too low. You're like, okay, there's no way, even for a common, it shouldn't be that low, right? And then you buy in, and then shortly after, people realize, oh wow, okay, it's been sold, too much. Like, it shouldn't be this low. Then it spikes up. I'm sure you guys have seen this plenty of times before for more hype projects. And then the first leg up or the second leg up, whatever your risk tolerance is, then you should sell, right? So within that, 2 to 5 minutes to even 15 minutes period, you can make money that way. So that's one of the things that Ruslan was kind of talking about. And then there's the second one where if this is a hype project and you, let's say, okay, let's say it is a hype project. Let's say this is other side land or whatnot, right? And then let's say it's upon review. So on my screen, this is just a listings page, right? You don't have to do this method that I'm doing specifically. This is just to show you what you can do. Okay, so you see this over here. It shows the rank and then quick buy. So this is based on a tool I have called Flava Tools. I'm not necessarily saying this is the best tool or you should use this. I have plenty of tools, but it gives a good example of how you can snipe something. Okay, and typically OpenSea, it's slower, right? It doesn't update as quick as some other options. But the benefit of Flava tools is I'm not actually necessarily relying on OpenSea to feed them data. I can set custom alerts here, and if something matches my requirement, it can auto buy for me, or it can notify me before it even lands on OpenSea. Basically, like it doesn't even show up here yet, but it can show up for me before anyone else, right? So this is an example of a tool that gives you an edge if you're gonna try and snipe a rare, right? So for argument's sake, let's say that this is very accurate. Okay, let's say this listing is accurate. Let me answer your question. Lava tools. You can it's an NFT you can buy off OpenSea. You can just take a look. Um, but yeah, so having a tool like this is extremely useful, right? Because you know the ranking of that NFT right upon review. So as opposed to someone that's still trying to, let's say, refresh metadata or trying to, figure out whether this item is rare or not, you can have it right here, right? It's very, very obvious how rare it is. And then there's also the quick buy option. So for a tool like Flava Tools, you're able to preset your gas to whatever you want, right? You can put max priority, whatever, max fee, whatever, Oh, that's also wrong settings for some reason. Okay, yeah. But the point is you can, manually set gas to super high if you want to, right? Like if it's a very competitive NFT collection that you're trying to snipe, then you can set it like I don't know 5k or whatnot to ensure that you can get that rank 10 that someone decides to sell. But yeah, so that's how I would go about sniping rares, and people tend to misprice rares quite commonly upon the first hour of review, so you can get steals that way, right? And you don't have to use follow-up tools. You could use Trade Sniper, you could use NFT Nerds, or whatever you want. They all achieve the same thing, right? And of course there are minute differences. I'm sure some of them are maybe you could get it a second faster, which could be all the edge you need. But it's up to you, right? Like, but yeah, for argument's sake, let's just say I'm using follow tools. uh, but yeah, if you see something drastically mispriced, then you can go ahead and buy it. Of course, you also need to be mindful of, you need to know how much gas you're willing to pay, I guess. Um, and then that's really situational. It depends on your risk appetite. Because as we all know, right, even if you put 1,000 gas, if this is say, if this is other side land, I'm sure there's going to be like 10, 20, 30 people trying to snipe the same thing as you. And I'm sure some of them would be willing to pay up to like 5, 10k. I've seen it before. Um, so just keep that in mind. But there's definitely money to be made here, right? Because if you can, let's say, get a rank 2,000 for fairly cheap, uh, and you can immediately list it for a fair amount higher, and then there's a good chance someone will buy it, right? But this is assuming that there is high volume and this is a fairly hyped project, right? So by fairly hyped or hyped, right, I mean something like Other Side Land, Moonbirds, Azuki, um, Invisible Friends, that kind of project, right? Where you know that there is traction, there are people who actually care, they're going to actually try and buy rares, and having a rare actually matters. One of the common mistakes I see people do that are trying to do this strategy is they pick the wrong project. They pick the wrong project that no one really cares about very much, right? Maybe it's like a medium tier project, and people don't really care about the rares. Then even if you spend a fair amount of money on like the rank one, it's hard to unload it basically, right? Um, because volume tends to die down fairly quickly after review. And if that happens to you and you're holding a rare in that collection, you're gonna have a tough time selling it, right? Um, so just keep these type of things in mind. But yeah, so these are the two main strats that you can do upon review, right? Trading volume and flipping rares. And of course, if you believe in this project and you just want to snipe a rare to hold, you can do that too, right? And if your hypothesis is this is going to pull a bit or board eight, right, for some reason, and you want to hold it for 3 months and you think you'll get there in 3 months, then feel free to do that. if that's what you genuinely believe in, or if you just care about the community, or you think that this project is gonna make it in a few years, then you can hold long term. But that's a completely different story. Let's assume you're just here to flip, quickly, within the first hour. And you should also always flip within the first hour, by the way, if you're gonna snipe rares, because that's when you know for sure where there's most demand and most volume. If you wait any longer, then your chances of being able to sell it is less likely. And because during the first hour, there's also the most FOMO, right? So if let's say you snipe something pretty rare and then you list it for like 15 minutes, then you give people pressure, right? They're like, oh no, this rank 20 is gonna disappear in 15 minutes. If I don't pay this premium right now, it's gonna disappear forever. So you can take advantage of that FOMO as well. Um, but yeah, that's basically it in terms of sniping. The idea, I guess, the strategy or strategies that you can employ. Yeah, and of course, the edge really is just once people know what to do, the difference really comes down to the types of tools you have access to, right? Like information is money, right? Like if you can get the information earlier than other people, and then of course, you also still have to preset guess high, and ideally have a node, your own hyper node or private node, which Flava Tool has. I don't know which one is the fastest now at all, honestly. Um, but there are a lot of options out there, right? So if you're serious about sniping rares, then you'll probably need to invest in a tool like Flava Tools. You'll probably need a
Can I
hyper
ask what
node.
is the cost of Lava tools?
I think it's 0.4 or 0.6 maybe. It's not super expensive.
For
I
one-time
don't.
payment or for NFT?
Yeah, it's lifetime.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here,
Oh,
let me. Yeah, but I'm not advocating necessarily for Flava.
yeah.
Just understand that,
The
right? Like it just happens to be on my browser right
Yeah,
now.
the cheapest option is really still well together, in my opinion.
Yeah, Will Together is super
Yeah, it's
cheap. Yeah.
super cheap. And you remember you asked me, do they have a private tool or some other asked me, and they have a private tool, private node. I have
They do? That's awesome.
I have posted also in my calls. I have asked the guys, and I have posted with screenshots how you can set up the private node.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean floor price for the tools is right now point 0.07 or something like this. It's under $100 and you have it lifetime. And you can
Ugh.
use it together, which is very important. I explained this also in my last made together with Trade Sniper. This is important because it's better to know the rank from Trade Sniper, not from Blade Together, because Trade Sniper is the mean tool for free also where the most people look at it. And the ranks are sometimes a little bit different with different tools because they all make it a little bit different, have a different algorithm.
Yeah.
I got lost a lot of money. No, not a lot of money, but I got wrecked a little bit with an NFT because I reveal trade an NFT which really nice rank, but then I have trouble to sell it, and I don't understand other ranks which were worse than me sell it for much better price than my rank, and then I understand the rank which I sniped was a complete different rank on Trade Sniper. So I sniped a rank with Way Together, which was 20, rank 20, and Trade Sniper told that the rank was 180 or something like this. That's why I bought it too expensive. It could not sell it. So that's why it's important always use together with Trade Sniper. So it's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. In my experience, Trade Sniper usually gets it the fastest, and it's the most accurate.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there are times where they're off by a little bit, but in general, I would say that they have been the most consistent too,
Yeah.
for me. So yeah, if you're serious about sniping rares, for now, I would say Trade Sniper is still still one of the best options for
It's
you.
just expensive
Um,
also, but
it is very
yeah,
expensive.
but
Yeah, it's
you
expensive.
can use it as a free version. That's the thing, just to understand the rank, just to understand.
Yeah,
And with Well Together, they make it very nice. So they allow Trade Sniper to be also on the NFT together with Well Together. So you can check the rank on Trade Sniper and use the quick buy button from rank to Well Together. And in this
yeah.
combination, yeah, it's a pretty nice thing for not much money, right? That's a thing.
Do you know if Will Together does a delay at all in terms of ranking?
Um,
Because Trade Sniper, you need to be, I think, Genesis, right? To be able to get it instantly, the rarity now, if I'm not wrong.
it can be. I don't know. It
Yeah,
can be because they launched their own NFT and all this stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, can be. But yeah.
So for Trade Sniper, from my understanding, it's like only the Genesis, which is I don't even know what the floor price is for that. They get the rankings instantly, which is what it was free initially. I think like before they had an NFT, and then like the second tier pass or something gets it within like some set amount of time, but basically not the fastest. And then they're like limited features and whatnot. So just be mindful of that. I'm not sure what partnership or collab they might have with Will Together. It's possible that they get full features and instant review and all that.
Uh,
I'll be kind of surprised though, because then that will make Trade Sniper redundant. Then you might as well just go and buy Will Together as opposed to buying a Genesis pass. Um,
I don't think
but
that
yeah,
they
you can
have
still use.
partnerships or something with Trade Snipers. They just,
Yeah,
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 it was just before like this, that if you have Trade Sniper and Well Together, then you could not use the quick buy button from Well Together. And now you can use this.
okay,
So they implemented so people can still have Trade Sniper on their OpenSea dashboard and use Well Together. And that's a
okay,
nice
okay.
thing in my opinion, because you can always check the rank quickly on Trade Sniper and use Well Together to quick buy it. That's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I mean, even if you're not someone that likes to or wants to snipe rares, you can still use tools like Trade Sniper to, take a peek at the rankings of your own NFT, or maybe if something you want to consider buying of secondary. But I wouldn't consider this rarity sniping necessarily anymore. At least it's not time sensitive, right? So you can take your time and take a look. But in terms of sniping upon the first hour, uh, then you probably will need to invest in tools. Eyeballing it is not going to work.
Can I add also quick thing for you guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
On AMA questions, guys, you can check. I have posted a spreadsheet. I got it from another guy from our community, and you can just copy and paste it in your spreadsheet, and that's pretty nice. You can add all the NFTs there which you buy in, and always track track your numbers. And this is, I think, a nice thing. So you are free to use it. So just check on AMA questions I posted now. You still there, Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all what I wanted to tell.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, for now, any questions? I guess. Or I guess for the people in the audience, what strategies do you guys employ the most? Like, what is your bread and butter? Because for me, it's not rarity sniping. I think I've mentioned it before. Like I prefer buying undervalued things and holding for longer. But I know that probably 90% of degens don't do that, which is fine, right? There are a lot of ways to make money in this space. Um, but I'm curious. You can drop it under AMA questions. Like, what do you do? Right? Do you like whitelist flipping? Volume trading? Oh yeah, you've been using a flipper node. How is it? Do you like it, or is it good? Seems okay. Yeah. I held a bunch of flippers, but I flipped it. It's kind of ironic. I never ended up using it. I've heard mixed reviews from the Flipper tool suite. Um, but yeah, I mean, I personally haven't used this. So I really can't give a fair comment. Um, but how's the tool in general besides the node, I guess?
To be honest, I really have just been using the Node. The tool I use the most is Alpha Sharks.
Alpha Sharks. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
makes sense.
really love their interface, and it's easy to use. It's just been easy to use. I'm looking at some other ones, and I kind of flip around. I love Icy tools for their charts, but you can't snipe, so.
Fair, fair. Does Alpha Sharks not have their own node? I haven't been keeping track.
If they do, they haven't set it up yet. I don't know if they're going to, or maybe I
Okay,
missed an announcement, but so far, no.
got it, got it.
But they're still
Yeah,
building it out.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've heard good things about Alpha Sharks as well. Uh, but
Yeah,
cool.
I just love, I mean, they pack a lot of data in one page, like I never have to scroll down. Like I can just look at that first above the fold page and I can see everything I want to see, including, the live listings and trades happening and the sales wall and it's just, what's the supply, how many owners, what's the royalty? Like it's just all there. So it's
Yeah,
nice.
and I think when they first came out, I think there were some complaints of their UI, but from my understanding, it's gotten a lot better, and
Yeah.
people actually enjoy it a lot now,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah, and they're
So,
still working on it. I
yeah,
used NFT HUD for a long time, which they keep working on and working on, and Alpha Sharks came out long after them and has surpassed them in usability. I kept trying to use NFT HUD and I'm like, this is good. Like I liked their interface, but usability was terrible. And they just
yeah,
always seem to be struggling to catch up. And they don't add collections fast enough. They expect the users to click a button and ask for a collection to be used, whereas Alpha Sharks is just adding them. Uh,
yeah,
which actually is a cool feature on Flipper is if you're on OpenSea and you've got, your Chrome extension on there and they see like, oh, you're looking at a collection we haven't added yet, it will just automatically add it, which is really smart. So that's one feature they've added that the others should copy.
yeah. That's a super useful tool
Yeah. But it's a
feature. Yeah.
hodgepodge right now. It's an arms race, whoever comes up with the most amazing tool is going to dominate the market at some point. I know NFT Nerds has been the front runner for a long time, but they were early.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're going to keep that dominance because their price structure is, I'm just not going to pay that much.
Even
I'd
for
rather,
me, right? I'm
yeah,
not
I'd
paying
rather
for
pay
an
more for a lifetime pass.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's something I was, chatting about back in NFT NYC with some people was a lot of these tools, right? Is very cutthroat, right? Like
Yes.
it is basically an arms race, and everyone is trying to invest more and more money into becoming the best. And at some point, a lot of tools out there are going to actually be very good, and some will be more affordable than others, right?
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see that day, and to see if there is someone that comes out on top. They probably have to have everything.
Yeah, the way I look at it is both in terms of a tool that I'm using right now, but also as an investment. Because if I buy into all these different tools, some of them are going to become, the Amazons, and some of them are going to become, the second tier, third tier, fourth tier. But they'll all have value because there's going to be people who don't want to pay for the best one. They'd rather pay for the cheaper one with fewer features. So the ones that I stop using at some point, I can probably sell for a profit, from where I've bought it in this market, and
Mm,
the ones that I want to keep, I'll keep. So to me, it's like a double whammy because you're getting the use of the tools, you're growing with it as they're expanding it, you're learning the tool, and at some point, it's probably the safest NFT you can buy right now.
yeah, I mean, tools will always have substance to fall back on, right? It's not
Yeah.
just like your hype. There's actually utility.
Yeah, and when you think
Yeah.
about it, I mean, logically, they call it a lifetime pass. It's not actually a lifetime pass. When I die, this pass doesn't die. It's the lifetime of the project. As long as the project is still there and still developing, my pass is going to go to someone else. Either I'm going to sell it at some point or I'm going to die and someone's going to inherit it. It's actually an
Yeah.
infinite life pass, you know? So the actual value of it is kind of hard to measure.
It is. Oh, cool, man. Thanks for your insights.
Sure.
I guess for you personally, what do you use tools for the most? Like what's your
Well, it's changed.
allocated?
Originally, I was looking at icy tools a lot just to get a feel for the flows of minting day, post minting day, pre-reveal, post-reveal. I wanted to just, in the same way that I've watched charts on stocks to get a feel for them, I just wanted to get a more intuitive feel for what those rhythms are. And
Mhm.
it's not always going to be the same, but 90% of the time it's the same. And then you can make better decisions like, do I want to hold through reveal on this project? Do I want to flip right before reveal or whatever?
Yeah.
But then, you get frustrated because you're not doing any trading through IC tools. You're flipping over to OpenSea and trying to do it, and that's always clunky. So that's where, Alpha Sharks then I added in, and that's where I'm doing more sniping, although OpenSea added the dream feature I've been wanting, which is the equivalent of a limit order where you can make a collection offer. So I've
Yeah.
been using that a lot too. You have to keep an eye on it because price fluctuates so fast. But to be able to make a collection offer and just, if anyone wants to grab that offer, you snag it without having to pay the added gas of sniping during a high gas period and so on. So I've been finding that super useful. And then
Mhm.
on Magic Eden, they finally added the dream feature I've been wanting over there, which is to have time limited offers. So you don't have to go in and keep canceling all your offers. So the platforms themselves are adding more features, which is putting more pressure on these tools to add more features. And so it's a cool time. All this stuff is flourishing. You're seeing a lot of creativity, a lot of very good user interface design. I don't know who these guys are hiring, but I'm seeing a lot of great stuff. So it's exciting to watch, and so part of it is just my own sort of hobbyist fascination, and part
Yeah.
of it is actual useful tools for grabbing stuff.
Yeah. I mean, for the consumer, we benefit a lot, right? Because they're
Yeah,
all trying to compete with each other and improve.
yeah,
So yeah, cool. Well,
yeah.
thanks, man. Thanks.
On the Solana side, also I've been watching Smart Sea Society a lot, which is only in beta, but man, do they have a cool tool.
Yeah.
That's going to be a Solana dominator once they're done with it. And just their charts alone, they're doing charts the way everyone should be doing it. It's amazing how much data they're packing in one chart.
What kind of site regarding Solana you mean?
It's Smart Sea Society. I'll post a link in the
Because I know also Solana site, and they basically make a chart from trading view, and this chart is just
yeah,
awesome. I mean, it is it has
yeah. Smart Sea Society is using AI to trigger notifications. And here, I'll just grab their current AI signals, and you can see now, obviously, they're taking a best case scenario of from the moment that they triggered the notice to the highest point. So, you're not going to know it's the highest point. You're not going to sell. But you can very quickly see here's the last 10 triggers they had. It tells you how long ago the call was. So the most recent was an hour ago. There are others from a day ago, but it shows the floor price when it was called and then the highest profit. So you're looking at 40%, 30%, 44%. Even if you do half that much, even if you get in half the way up, those are nice profits. And obviously, these are quick flips. You've got to keep an eye on it. But if you look at the chart I just posted, in one chart you've got the floor price, you've got the listed count, you've got the mentions on Twitter, and the volume all in one chart. And then what's hard to see here, but on the top left corner where there's the little Twitter bird, if you click on that, you can see the current Twitter feed for that collection. So you can understand very quickly, okay, there's more mentions on Twitter, but is it positive? Is it negative? What are people saying right now about this collection? That's hugely powerful.
Nice. And is it all for free? Or?
No, it's an NFT.
Oh, it's an NFT. Oh, got it.
But it's not that expensive. I think it's about 3 Sol, which, right now is nothing. What's Sol at, about $40?
Yeah.
So $120.
Yeah, a free alternative I can post here also. A free alternative is Soul Sniper.
Yeah, Sol Sniper's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
And why Soul Sniper? Because they literally have a chart with trading view. So if you click on one of the charts, you have a trading view chart. So you have literally a chart which every professional stock trader or crypto trader is using. And they implement their own things on trading views. They implement moving averages, support and resistance lines. So the charts show you basically support and resistance lines, different time zones. So everyone who understands a little bit trading will be impressed with this chart.
Yeah, their charts are amazing.
Yeah.
And they have a nice big chart under that chart with the listings. So
Yeah.
you're getting almost all the data that you're getting from Smart C. You're just missing the mentions, which they're big on because that's part of their algorithm, that how many people are talking about a collection at a given moment. So that's the only piece missing. But yeah, Soul Sniper is fantastic and free, so you can't beat that. What they do, I mean, it's free, but it's not. They take a cut if you buy through them. So that's how they're making money. It's not huge, but I think they take a little percentage. They add a percentage if you hit their buy now button. But you can avoid that by just going straight to Magic's Eden.
Okay. Yeah, but it's fair. So I would. Yeah, I think in general, it's Soul is right now a good thing, just to trade and to practice trading, because you don't have any kind of gas fees.
Right.
They're much cheaper. So yeah, you cannot lose so quick so much money with Soul NFTs than with Ethereum.
Absolutely. Yeah, for a beginner trader, absolutely. I would be looking at low price Solana collections, free mints, things like that, and just play around with it. And at the end of the day, you're like, oh, I lost $20, as opposed to, oh, I lost 20 ETH.
Yeah, so it's like this. Exactly.
Yeah. But if you're that beginning, I also strongly encourage everyone to pick up some books on just traditional trading. Get the Motley Fool book on trading stocks or anything basic, just to get the basic understanding down of trading in general, stocks, investing. I see a lot of people in this space who are just taking all of their milk money and putting it into NFTs and really don't understand the risks and aren't making a correct risk reward calculation.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we have this kind of AMAs to educate people.
Yeah.
Right. And guys, don't be so shy. If you have some questions or maybe explain your journey so far with trading, or what you think about this, what's your experience, just unmute yourself and ask questions if you want to.
Yeah, or if anyone has experience with, what their beginning trading with NFTs was. I know mine was buying a lot of rugs, and it really took me a while to figure out, like, how do you spot these things? It's a tricky space to be in.
Yeah.
I can tell you, it was hard enough learning to invest just with stocks, and that's heavily regulated. The volatility isn't anywhere near what this is. I can't even imagine trying to learn trading and investing in the NFT space. It moves so freaking fast. You have to be stay on top of so much information. You know, in investing, you can just buy the S&P 500 and forget about it.
Yeah. Tyler, if you don't have nothings to add, I would like to say some things. I have a few points, and then we can also, I think, close this AMA.
Sure.
Or maybe you
Yeah.
guys have some questions still? No? Okay. So guys, here a few things what I want to tell you. So first of all, I have recorded also this AMA, and I will post also different clippings from my last AMA. So it will be 4 clippings with each of them a topic. So for example, I have talked on my last AMA about 2 projects, which is Foxford, which has Tyler already called, right? And Arcane Tools. And also regarding reveal trading and how to mint. So each video will be a specific section. So I will post it in my call channel, so you can check this out. And it will be also cool if you leave a like and support my YouTube channel with this. And this YouTube channel will hopefully help us also to get more people in this project. That's the first thing. Yeah, and then another thing, if you are interested to become also an admin in this group, send me a direct message. We have already 2 admins, and the job from the admins are right now just, you know, to help people out here in this Discord channel, is to welcome them if they're new, and also to maybe make sure to invite some people in this group. So we still build this organically, all right? And soon, I think in 2-3 weeks, we will starting finally really more bigger marketing to get the numbers in. But before this happens, it will be nice to build this organically. I have a specific channel for moderators where I discuss how we can make this together. So it's a big support, and mods will be also rewarded with extra free mints. So send me a direct message if you're interested to have this role and be a little bit more connected to this project and help a little bit more with this. And another thing also, I plan maybe in future to make specific AMAs where we trade together. So that means I will then pick up a specific project which will have a reveal, or a specific project which will launched. Right. So in case of floor trading, we need to pick a project where we know, okay, this is a high project and it will launch at a specific time. Then at this time, I will start an AMA and go live, share my screen, and then you will see my thought process, how I trade this. And you can talk also with me, and we will just chilling a little bit together and try to make some profits. Same thing with reveal trading. So I will catch a project where we know, okay, this project is hyped and it will be revealed at this time. So at this time we can go also together live and make this reveal trading together. If you like to see this kind of content, just write it down in the general chat. So your suggestions regarding this, what you will see more, want you to see more reveal trading or floor trading, and all the things what you think about this. And another thing, please be so kind, the last announcement. Check the last announcement and vote the best possible time for you for Friday, because normally I won't plan my AMAs on Friday, and it's still tricky to find out a perfect time where the most people can join. So you can go to the last announcement and just click the reactions, all the reactions which mention your time. So, and you can click several reactions. So every time which is fine for you. Okay, and we'll be happy to see you, of course, Friday on my AMA. Yeah, so that's all what I wanted to say. If you have no questions so far, yeah, maybe Tyler, maybe you want to add some things.
I have no last remarks, but as always, if you guys have questions or anything, just tag me in the chat. I should get back to you within the day.
Yeah, and you can always, I think, by the way, thanks, Phantom. So happy to have you here. By the way, you can always tag me or Tyler in the general chat if you have specific questions, right? Therefore, it's a general chat there. Just tag us and ask around if you have questions, and we will try to help you out. Okay, guys? Okay, then thanks for joining the AMA and wish you a good day. And I hope to see you on Friday on my AMA, where we'll go through different projects and where we can talk more about trading strategies and all this stuff. Okay, so bye-bye and see you guys.
Great. Thanks for coming, guys. See ya.
Hey, thanks a lot for watching the whole video. Honestly, I'm really appreciate everyone who liked my content. I try really my best to give you guys just some value in this very excited Web3 space. And very important, if you like my content, you support me a lot. If you leave a like there, subscribe to my channel, or even leave a comment. Maybe you like some kind of project and you want that I research a project. It makes sense if you just leave a comment below, and yeah, I will research this. Why not, right? And also under my video in my description, check the link, and you can be part on my small community in my Discord channel. And we plan also soon an NFT project and educate people with regular AMAs. So I really would appreciate if you be part of it, of course, right? You will be pretty early on. And yeah, thanks a lot again, and peace out.